President of the Athletics Association of Guyana, Aubrey Hudson, while happy with the 2016 year, shared that there were avenues for the year to be better than it was.
It was a good year. Um, could have been a lot better, but we did what we had to do under the present circumstances. I think we sent one of the largest grifter teams out in recent times, and these were not just for sake of numbers. They all would have achieved standards that were even tougher than what was asked of the Trinidad athletes. Um, and we've had our mischief fortunes with, particularly with Daniel stepping on the line. He would have received his silver medal at the 400 meters, and then had to lose it. One of the other good things that happened, we saw him going on. If I could just jump forward a little bit to the South American Youth Championship, and being able to pull off 3 medals in that one championship. So we sent 4 athletes out there, came home with 5 medals. Compare that with 2014 when we would have sent 2 athletes and come back with 2 medals. So for me, the sport is growing. We would have sent our largest contingent of qualifiers to the Olympics as well. In terms of 4 athletes, nobody went there on B standard. Everybody went there because they would have achieved what the IOC would have asked of them to do. Their performance at the Olympics, for me, again, I will always say, it was not as good as we would have expected. Because if you look at the times that they all would have returned in the events that they would have done, if that was an Olympic qualifier, they would not have been there. The Athletics Association of Guyana depend on good performances in order for it to better market the sport. And when they don't come, whenever people are given the exposure on the international scene, does not do justice for us. It does not help our cause. We've invested and a whole lot of money, not particularly in the Olympians, but in exposing our athletes to international competition for them to get a kind of recognition that we think that they can bring to themselves and for the association.
Hudson also shared his high point of the year, calling the medal haul at the South American Youth Championship a great achievement.
I think there's a toss up between South American Youth Championship, where we got good coverage from the media covering that event. They did speak about Brazil walking with a large contingent and Colombia walking with a large contingent. But what was reported is what stood out for them is for a small contingent like Guyana, who they've seen program improve, come back home with 5 medals was, and with 5 medals was really and truly a great achievement for Guyana. It did not get the kind of public play as we thought it ought to get, but to get a silver medal in South America in sprints that Tyrrell Peters was able to pull off, um, it's an achievement, and I think it's one of the areas that we all should be proud of as a nation. Also, we look at Chantua Bright continues to perform even though she's a pretty young person, and I think she gives hope to what we can do in our field event and what she can do personally as a young jumper.
The AAG boss also pinpointed where his association needs to improve, especially when looking at the 2016 year.
I think it is my administration, and I think as administrators of the sport, I think we need more hands on deck. I'm not ashamed to say that anywhere I go. We have too few hands on deck supporting the cause or the road that I would like to lead athletics. Um, we have people in this system who've been around for a very long time and they bring institutional knowledge. But some of that institutional knowledge sometimes come with institutional baggage that some people don't get, want to embrace technology. We have an FAT system, we have meet manager software that's supposed to make us a lot more efficient in running our meets. And sometimes we have members of the administration of the sport who don't necessarily want to embrace it. Um, so in that area, come 2017, be it I be returned as president or not, I would really and truly like to push the AAG in whatever capacity I have to embrace the technology and have more administrators on board, hands on deck, um, really and truly fighting for the cause of the athlete because it's one pie that we have to share. It's either we give the major part of it to the athletes or we give we as administrators take the major part of it in terms of traveling and allowances and all the rest of it. I've really and truly been mean to the administrators because most of that pie has been going towards the athletes and giving them the international exposure. And it's for that reason that you'd hear people of the past always say when we were selected for a team, we were given letters to go out there to seek the funding for us to travel. For the last 4 years, that has not happened in athletics.
Meanwhile, after thanking some of his major sponsors that included Banks DIH and Anson McCall, just to name a few, Hudson shared his intention for 2017 should he return as AAG president.
One of the areas that is of serious concern to me as president, and I think the councillors began to embrace it as well, it's our lack of representation at the senior level. If you note, athletes beyond age 17, 18 coming out of high school basically either has to go to the Guyana Police Force or the Guyana Defense Force if they want to continue their athletic career. We have no tertiary championships. So an athlete maybe want to gravitate to Cyril Potter, University of Guyana, or GTI to continue their athletic career while still staying in school. That's one of the areas that we are seriously going to address. We would like to implement the tertiary institution championships so athletes can continue in their athletic career while still in school. Um, and then we also need to work based on what I heard from Director Jones that he's trying to get the Ministry of Finance to give tax breaks to to the business community who are involved in sports. And if we can go back to the years where we have senior championship, where it's the Sandwich Parkers against the Bookers and that kind of stuff, we want to see more corporate sponsors on board. Banks DIH employing people, the airlines employing people that are sports buyers, so that when those championships come around, that they can really and truly have a good showcase. Outside of high school, once the children leave high school, we're having serious problem of keeping them in the sport. That lends to a situation where, as I said, you either have to join the police force or the Ghana Defense Force, and not everyone may be inclined to go into the military. And it's a serious, serious issue. And it's for that reason you find that our junior program is so great. But when we get to the senior level, I mean, we can pick the amount of senior athletes we have, in one hand.
Hudson has been at the helm of athletics since January of 2013 and will contest another election in January of 2017 in hope of furthering his dreams for athletics in 2017, especially after the 2016 year that saw various ups and downs. Tristan Joseph for Newsroom Sport.